212.8, not terrible, but I was hoping for below 212. In order to be on schedule with my weight loss, I have to be at least under 213, and so I'm still there. I'm still happy. I gotta keep focused on the 1.5 pound increments, and technically that 1.5 pound doesn't actually need to be there until Monday. I'm satisfied as long as I keep dropping. I am feeling a bit flat today. I'm feeling not as full, obviously, but good news, today I have a refeed day. I was talking with Anthony last night, planning out our meals, so I'm gonna go over how to calculate your refeed really quick, really briefly, and then I'm gonna take you guys through a full day of eating, because what better way to give you a full day of eating when on a refeed day? First thing, calories. Calories are going to come up to roughly your maintenance caloric intake. So for me, last time I checked, my maintenance calories were about 2,900. So for today, we're bumping them up. Second thing, protein. Protein, really easy to calculate. It's simply going to your current body weight. So as of today, roughly 213 grams is what I'm shooting for. Carbs. So carbs are a little bit different to calculate because there's going to be a range of what you bring your carbs up to. So carbs are going to increase by about 50 to 100% on top of what you're already doing, okay? So right now I'm at 240 carbs, and that 50 to 100% range is going to depend on your body type. So if you're an endomorph, so somebody who's a little bit bigger naturally, you hold maybe a little bit more fat, you're probably going to want to stick to about the 50% range. And if you're an ectomorph, which is taller, leaner, more like a basketball player, you're going to want to stick to that 100%. I'm a mesomorph, I'm right in the middle, so I'm going to stick to right about 75% increase. So I'm taking 240 grams times 0.75 and adding that back into the 240, giving me roughly 445 carbs. And lastly, fat. So if you were to technically calculate the remaining grams of fat from my calories left over after calculating protein and carbs, I would have roughly 30 grams for the day. But it's just recommended that you keep it as low as possible for a couple reasons. One, fat is not going to be very anabolic. So I'm going to be training my weakest body part, or my body part that I feel like I have to bring up most, and that's going to be my shoulders. So with the increased carbs, you're going to be able to drive more glycogen to those body parts that you feel need more energy. Another reason is leptin. Carbs are going to help increase leptin levels. You need leptin in order to burn fat. So if your leptin levels drop, which they do when you're in a deficit, you can't burn fat. So in order to bring those levels back up, you increase your carbs on a refeed day to help you burning fat. So that was breakfast being made. Let's start off with the blueberries because they're the easiest. Just simply 100 grams of blueberries. These are actually frozen, so they're going to be actually extra good. Yum. Second, so coffee. Coffee is just one sweet and low, and then I usually factor in about 2 servings or 30 grams of coffee creamer. Last thing, my oatmeal. So as you guys saw, I put in the oats. I did 50 grams of oats with about 10 grams of the sugar-free, or the Jello mix, and then microwaved it and then added in my scoop of protein afterwards. So macros for this entire breakfast here, 63 carbs, 10 fat, 38 protein. So you guys can vary the amounts as you want, more or less oats, more or less protein, and go with it however you please. But I find this works for me. That's breakfast. It is almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to eat. I'm going to get ready for work. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to come back, have my second meal, and catch up with you guys then. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't. All changed, ready to head out of the house to run some errands and then hit the gym. But I just made my pre-workout meal and I'm so excited about it. Here it is. As you guys saw the process, I made pancakes and this is my pre-workout meal. So I'm working out in probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So these pancakes are complex. I made them with power cakes. I made them with 120 grams of the regular power cake mix and then 30 grams of the crunchy peanut butter. So if you guys haven't tried power cakes, Kodiak cakes, definitely check them out. They're higher in protein. They actually taste like really, really good pancakes. And then I have 50 grams of sugar-free maple syrup on top, because why not? Macros in this are 91 carbs, 8 fat, and 40 grams of protein. So no protein added to this, but that's just what comes in the pancake mix. So again, super good pancake mix if you can fit it in. I'm gonna eat this, then I'm gonna head out, run some errands, catch you at the gym. She just tried to eat my pancakes. What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's commentary. What I wanted to do during this little period during the workout is not only talk about my shoulder workout, but talk about the refeed in general and how it can differ from a cheat meal. Now, a lot of people think that a refeed and a cheat meal are the same thing. You know, they just hear both the terms and they think, oh, I'm just eating a lot of food, whereas they are actually very different. Some of the principles of a cheat meal and a refeed can be very similar. However, the main difference between the two is that a refeed is actually calculated. Now, a cheat meal is just basically when your coach says, go enjoy what you want. And from my point of view, it is mostly for your mental sanity. The cheat meal just allows you in your brain and your body to kind of just relax and let loose and almost allow you to de-stress, you know, and a lot of that can help push you forward along with prep. Whereas a refeed, you have very specifically calculated macros, as I kind of pointed out at the beginning, and it's specifically meant to scientifically promote fat loss and, you know, just keep your performance up. Not just mentally, and obviously eating more carbs is good for anybody, I think, and can help anybody's mental health during prep, but that's the main difference between the two in my eyes. Obviously, this is my first time around, and I don't know the full science behind it, but just from my point of view, that's how I see the difference between the two. So with that out of the way, on with the workout and how I kind of structured it based upon my refeed day. So today was shoulders, and you want to land your refeed day typically on one of your weakest or one of your most lagging body parts. And what I feel is that for me is my shoulders. So what I wanted to do is really get some heavy pressing in, and right before this main refeed meal coming up after this workout is, you know, I want to deplete as much as possible. So I'm trying to go as heavy as possible, get a good amount of volume in. You know, this is the machine shrug is a good example. So for these first few reps, I'm taking it nice and slow, really squeezing, coming down nice and slow. And then I go into a faster pace, just kind of a burnout right towards the end of that set. So really trying to stress the body and my working tissues in all different ways, shapes, and forms in order to promote as much glycogen uptake during the rest of the day as possible. So this next movement, the low pulley upright row, I used a rope. I just find I can get a better contraction with the rope, and instead of holding a bar or instead of holding something else, you can actually pull the rope apart at the top, kind of stimulating, and I felt it a lot more in my delts instead of just pulling straight up as a lot of people normally do. So just a little variation I like to toss in. The rope, I find, just helps with a huge range of motion compared to a standard handle that's fixed with specific hand positions. So I enjoyed using that, and I think I did a drop set with that as well. So I incorporated a good amount of drop sets in this workout, again, just to pull out as much glycogen in the muscle as possible. So I believe I did it with the upright rows. As you saw with the shrugs, I did a little bit more volume, both stressing tempo and speed. You know, it's trying to get a little bit of everything. And
I believe I also drop setted at the end of these lateral raises here, and then the following final shoulder exercise, which is a reverse fly on the pec deck. So here, really focusing on that contraction at the top, trying not to swing as much as possible, and really forcing those shoulders to work. So I'm really happy with where my body's going. Again, this morning I said I felt a little flat, and here I'm kind of struggling to finish out the set, but I was definitely feeling it, especially towards the end of this workout. But yeah, I'm happy with where my body's going. I felt a little flat this morning, but I know that's going to change hopefully in the coming days after this refeed, and keep moving forward. So this reverse pec deck fly, just really focusing on keeping a good tempo, really getting my mind connected with that rear delt and pulling through the elbows, squeezing as much as I could. So I do remember doing a drop set. I'm recording this on a Sunday when this was actually filmed on Friday. So just trying to recall everything I did today and what I was thinking, how I was feeling. But I do remember after the workout feeling like my shoulders were going to pop out of their sockets. So it was definitely a good final workout before this refeed. And finally, wanted to stress the abs a little bit. I think I did about 5 to 10 minutes of core at the end. Really got a lot of volume in a little amount of time, which is nice. And so as you can see here, I don't know why, but I find my right side of my core is dominant and definitely pops out a little bit more than my left. And so during a lot of my core exercises, I am actually working the left a little bit more. As you can see, I'm doing like a 4-to-1 ratio of left crunches to right crunches. So that's the end of the workout, guys. Just finished with some core. I'm headed to get my meal right after this workout, so I will catch you guys there.
10-ounce cup.
10 ounce?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to go with that cooked medium rare, please.
Sure.
Yeah, steak cooked medium rare.
And do you want mashed potatoes? Do you French fries?
I get a loaded baked potato.
Baked potato, yeah?
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, as you just heard, I ordered a loaded baked potato and a steak, 10-ounce steak cooked medium rare. So, upon talking to Anthony, that's what he recommended. A nice steak with a loaded baked potato, and everything else is going to be factored around that. So I'm just going to put that in my fitness pal, see what it comes out to, and that's the only source of fat that I'm going to have today. So I know I said at the beginning of the video that fat is meant to be kept pretty low during a refeed, and my only real source of fat is coming from this meal right here. Otherwise, I'm keeping it fairly low in all my other meals. So we'll see what it comes out to. I'll keep you guys updated about where I stand when I leave here, but other than that, sorry, I gotta take this off. I'm trying to be better about having better manners, and I was always taught to take your hat off when you enter a building. I have not been so good about that, so I'm gonna eat this meal. I'm so looking forward to it, and I'll show you guys when it comes. But other than that, the workout went really well. Shoulders are toast, and looking forward to really growing these puppies with this refeed. So I'll catch you guys when my food comes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Holy shit, guys. Look at this. So I got my steak, got my potatoes. Oh, man. I'm like a little kid right now. So I am going to eat this right now. This meal right here is about 40 grams of fat, 40 grams of carbs, and 84 grams of protein. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go eat this and enjoy it, and I will talk to you guys later. Decided to come outside and enjoy my next meal. So here we got 250 grams of rice, 6 ounces of chicken, some mixed veggies. I think there's some peppers, some asparagus, some onions in there, just to get some vegetable action, a few micronutrients. We don't have many leafy greens, so I couldn't like saute spinach or anything, but it is what it is. That's what we got for now. It's about 6:30 right now, and I kind of want to take this slower because it wasn't too long ago that I ate my steak and potatoes, and I don't want to cram too many carbs in like really close together. I want to spread them out a little more. And as of right now, my macros stand at 207 protein, 266 carbs, and 52 fat. So it looks like my fat is a little bit higher than I wanted it to be, probably about 15 grams over. So what that means is I'm just gonna decrease my carbs by a little bit. So instead of hitting about 445, I'm gonna shoot for about 400, maybe a little bit over, and go from there. And you know, again, this is my first refeed, so this is an experiment just to see how my body responds. So that's roughly what I'm gonna do. So what I'm shooting for is 213 protein, a little over 400 carbs, and then obviously I'm at 52 fat, so try to keep that where it is. All showered up, and I'm having my final meal. Captain Crunch. So basically what I had left was basically all carbs, and what better way to finish off the night with a bowl of cereal. Now, this is only half of what I'm having, so I'm having double this. I'm having 120 grams of Captain Crunch and then 10 ounces of milk, so this is 60 grams of Captain Crunch and 5 ounces of milk, or 4.9 here. So I'm going to split this up. I'm going to have one bowl now and one bowl in probably about an hour, hour and a half right before bed. Now, I'll be the first to admit this probably isn't the best route to take as far as getting in all my carbs. I could pick, you know, something more dense or something more complex, like, you know, more other pancakes with the power cakes, or something more beneficial. But I think the objective right now is for a refeed, you know, one, to restore your glycogen, and restoring your glycogen is just a matter of getting in the carbs. And I could have done a better job of getting them in earlier in the day, which maybe before my lift, you know, in breakfast or whatnot. But you know, it is what it is. It's a learning experience. It's my first refeed, and being so far out, if I make a little mistake right now, it's not going to have a huge effect, as much of an effect, I should say, as it would if I was 2-3 weeks out. And so I'm really interested to see what I wake up at tomorrow, you know, both physique wise and weight wise. So I weighed in this morning at 212.8. And so I have no idea how my body's going to respond with weight-wise in the morning. We'll just have to see. So I am going to show you guys what I weigh in at in the morning. So keep that in mind, 212.8. And we'll see how I react, how I feel. If I feel like crap and, you know, I realize, okay, I had way too many carbs late in the day, then I know how to adjust it next time and make changes. And that's all this is. It's just experimentation and making sure you're doing what works best for your body. So I'm gonna go because this is getting soggy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you guys in the morning. I am super sorry. I forgot to give you guys my total macro count for the day. So what I ended up at, and it wasn't exactly what I was shooting for, but you know, it's close enough. What I ended up at was 222 grams of protein, 59 grams of fat, and then 383 grams of carbs. So a little bit lower on my carbs, but my fat did go up a little higher and my protein was a little higher. So I think that having the carbs a little bit lower to stay within shooting distance of my maintenance calories. That's a big part of it too. Again, first time through the refeed, not too bad. I'll definitely make adjustments for next time, but I'll see you guys in the morning. 1 pound after a refeed, not too shabby. So I was talking with Anthony last night and just saying that how I think anything under 214 after yesterday, I'd be happy with. So if, you know, I stayed under there, so be it. So look at that, it happened. So only a pound increase. Obviously, I'm guessing it's mostly water just from the increased carb intake. So that should be gone in the next day or two, and then my body should respond with continuing to burn fat. So fingers crossed. Today is Saturday. By Monday, when I start filming next, I'm hoping to be at least under 212.5. So we'll just have to wait and see when we get there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed watching me eat some non-traditional food that I wouldn't typically eat. So hope you guys have a wonderful day whenever you guys are watching this. Kill it. I'll catch you in the next video.